What's going on, guys? It's another episode of the XCast show. This is actually episode number 3. This is TwistaX. I'm here with PlanetSide2.
What's going on, guys?
And this is actually our lucky number 3 episode. And the reason why it's lucky, we actually have T-Ray Tramell from Sony, who is actually on our episode today with us.
Hey, what's going on?
So we're going to be asking you a couple questions today, man, and putting you in the limelight and giving you a couple questions from our community.
Go for it.
Sweet. So how you been, man?
I'm good, man. Everything's lovely. The game's going well, just updating, getting ready for SOE Live, Same old, nothing changes.
Awesome, man. Painted, how you been, man?
Pretty good, just been doing a lot of studying.
You've been excited to put another episode on?
Of course I am.
All right. So basically what we're going to do, guys, we went to our community and our followers, and we got basically a list of questions here for Tramell for PlanetSide2, and we're hoping to answer a lot of the questions. Now, of course, we did go through and filter some of the questions out. We wanted to ask more graphic-related questions and, cosmetic type stuff. So we'll get into that here. T-Ray is actually... He plays on the Vanu. What server do you play on, T-Ray?
Connery.
That's
what's your in-game name?
I don't even know. Got so many of them. I had so many of them.
Yeah.
I forget which one this was. I think this was the one I actually made while I was at DreamHack. So it's probably got something to do with DreamHack in it.
Cool. We'll have to keep an eye out for you so we can kill you, man.
Yeah, you can try.
So your current title with Sony is actually the visual director. Is that correct, or is that an older title?
That is completely incorrect. I am the senior art director on PlanetSide2.
Awesome. And we did a little research on you. You actually went to the University of Phoenix. Is that correct?
Yeah, just to get, that was for my I was going for a degree in business management. I never did finish that though.
So did you actually get a degree in like graphic design somewhere?
Actually, I went to school for animation.
Sweet, man. Is that the Joe Kubert School? Is that what that is?
Joe Kubert School. Yeah, I started off as an animator in the industry for about 7 years. I animated.
And now, awesome. Tramell, do you only work on PlanetSide2?
Yeah. PlanetSide2 PC and PlanetSide2 PS4.
Oh yeah, you got that coming out.
Yep.
PS4, that's right. How the hell do you work both of them in, man? You just is it using the same texture and like resolution and stuff, or?
Yeah, it's all the same. We haven't gotten to the point where we've diverged yet. The UI is going to diverge significantly because we want to make sure that it feels like a console game and not a PC game. So.
Right. No, there's a lot of well, I guess it's not on your side, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of conversion that has to be done to work with the the PlayStation 4 platform.
Yeah, that's mostly on the programmer side. Most of the programmers are working on that stuff now, trying to get the renderer to run properly, and getting the multi-core stuff up and going, and they're banging away on that, and then we'll come in and make changes to the UI and make adjustments after that.
Right. So you actually work on the UI also, or just the?
I don't personally work on the UI, but guys on my team work on the UI.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm just happy to hear that there's a PC game being ported to console.
They pretty much start that way. Only developer, I'm sure there's others. The only developer that I know of that actually works only on the PS3 or PS4 is Naughty Dog. Everybody else starts off with a PC version, and then ports it to whatever console that comes out. Naughty Dog works directly on the PS3.
Most of the times, whenever you see PC games, they always seem to be like ports from console now. The UI sucks on them. Yeah,
that's what we're trying to avoid. We want to make sure that that when we do put it on the PS4, it feels like a native PS4 game, not ported PC game.
Nice. So we I don't remember where I found your resume online, but I think it was on LinkedIn or something. And there was a note on there that said you're a 19-year veteran of the game industry. So you've been playing games for a while.
I've been playing games and making games for a while, yeah. I've been playing games since I was like 6 or 7, since Asteroids came out.
Oh, I hear that. I heard that. Yeah, this Outfit X, we've actually been around for 15 years. We started in Tribes, Star Siege Tribes.
Uh-huh.
So we've been around for a while too, man. But I was playing games for a long time before that. So, you know, we're kids, we're boys, you can't turn it down, right?
Yeah, it was good times, man, back then.
So we also heard you got married recently. Is that?
Yeah, sure did. We got married, it was like, almost 3 months ago.
Nice. Congratulations, man.
Well, thank you.
How's that going right now?
It's the same as it was the day before I got married.
Just sailing right along perfectly, huh?
Nothing has changed.
You got a fan.
Like it.
You give it a couple of years, and then we'll interview you again, and let me get your opinion.
No, dude, it'll be the same, man. I don't think. I mean, because we both got, we're both fairly far along in our maturity levels. So,
right.
You know,
is that your first marriage?
Yeah, it's the first time we've been married.
Awesome, man. Good luck, man. I've been married for 15 years. This is my first marriage also.
Yeah. See, I mean, if you're already at a spot, I think the biggest problem with most marriages, people, they get into a spot where they're both immature or at some level immature, and they're not ready, and then they grow along that path, and then each one of them grows in a different path and different direction. So then people just don't get it, you know. Right. So, but I think for us, we're pretty much already past that growing, and you know, we're picking up stuff as we go here and there, but for the most part, we're pretty accomplished. Each one of us is accomplished in whatever we do, and there is no real like growing pains to go through so much. So it's kind of like smooth sailing for us.
Awesome, man. Best of luck to you. And for all the audience out there, in case you didn't know, we are Outfit X is actually going to start their own marriage counseling service. So let us know. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Yeah. So other than graphic design at work, do you do anything outside of work? Like myself, I'm an artist. As a hobby, I do airbrushing, graphic design. Also, do you do anything outside of work?
Nah, I used to airbrush a lot. And, the realization of the shit that goes in your lungs is just not really conducive to long living. So stop doing that.
You gotta wear a mask, man. You gotta put that mask on.
That's just, don't stop it, man. Don't stop it. Trust me. You can blow your nose after you put on a respirator, and you still got rainbow Skittles coming out of your nose.
Yeah, I heard that. I know exactly what you're talking about, man. But I just got done doing that.
Yeah, I pretty much did everything, painting, oil painting, watercolors, gouache, airbrush, marker, you name it, pretty much everything. That's why, that was prior to me even going to school. So
right.
Once I got into school, I did even more, and then, moved on to animation. So then moved on to 3D modeling. But outside of work, anything that I do outside of work is more, just kind of figuring out things for work.
Right.
It's more about becoming better at what I do, not necessarily becoming better at some other shit that's not going to be conducive to me making money.
Right. Yeah. Airbrushing is a very, very underappreciated,
there's
job,
some crazy artists out there. Guys are doing, if they do that for a living, then that's great. But I couldn't see myself doing something that didn't advance me in my career outside of my work. I'm not going to go out and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to try, I'm going to be the best BMX racer on the planet. Yeah, it's not really conducive to my growth as an artist and an art director. It's like, so I spend most of my time trying to figure out ways to make my job easier and the people around me make their jobs easier.
Right,
and
exactly.
That goes a long way.
Yeah, well, you know what? When we get done here, I'd like to see some of your work if you still got it, man.
Well, you saw the last SMG that we did. That was all mine. That's all my concepts. So
nice.
Yeah, started that from scratch. Probably one of the only piece of art that I've done start to finish for this game. So that was pretty cool. It didn't take me that long to finish it. So it was a nice little exercise in trying to learn some new techniques.
Yeah. So did they? What do you like about your current career? Do they let you do they have put limits on you, or do they let you get pretty wild with your designs, or?
Nah, nobody really tells me what to do. Not that they couldn't, but they could if they wanted to. There's certain things that we we avoid. I mean, we've gotten to the point where we understand what the game is and what the game isn't. So they trust me not to put in something that's, definitely not Planetside, or something that's going to break what the game feels like. So nobody really tells me, too much, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. It's just common courtesy. You're a professional. You've been doing this shit for a while. You know what you need to do. I mean, my boss, Josh Hagney, rarely gives me assignments because I know what needs to be done. The producers do a really good job of keeping everything organized and keeping us on our toes. And if anything needs to be done, they let me know. But rarely do I get, oh man, we really need to do this and that and the other. But they're pretty good at letting me and Matt kind of do what we feel is best for the product.
Right. That's good, man. That's good to know, because I think a lot of people out there need to know that. I think that you and Matt, you guys get bombarded with stuff that's probably not even in your department, and end up rubbing people the wrong way because they think, oh, well, he didn't answer the question or whatever. And what people out there need to realize is that each person brings a certain value to the table. And
that's true. That's true. I mean, even if it's not in my department, I'm sure that Matt and I are fully aware of it, because at some point in time it's got to come across our plate. If it's a task for programming to add more functionality, what are they adding more functionality for? It's obviously going to be more functionality for something that design has requested. And if design has requested something, then it most likely will be an asset associated with it. So not too many things are disconnected from us completely.
Right. Painted, you get the next question.
Alrighty. Well, you had mentioned you had designed the latest SMG. Is that the NS one?
Yeah, the Nanite Systems SMG.
That's not currently in the game yet, is it?
I don't think so. I think we just finished up the last bits of animations, and it'll probably be going up on the test server this week.
You don't happen to know when the next update to the test server is, do you?
I do not know. I believe we are working on the next game update, and I think that the thought is to try to get it out this week. And I think the next game update actually has those SMGs in it, so
that's cool.
It's be coming pretty soon here.
Sweet. So we came out with a video recently, and I think I tweeted you on it. Did you get a chance to watch that Dumb Ways to Die video?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
What'd you think about it, man?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. This is nice. I love watching videos that people make. I mean, it just shows the creativity of everybody out there. And I'm glad that people are taking the time to make those videos. And that's one of the reasons why we started the whole rum and cola thing, just so that we can showcase some of the stuff that's out there, so people feel like they actually have a platform in which to kind of show off some of their skill.
Yeah. I think you had that video there the other night.
Was it? I don't know. I don't think it actually made rum and cola this episode. Might make it next time. Who knows?
No, you did. My intro did though. The NS security camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my intro that What Now's been making. He's gonna make one for each of the officers in the outfit.
Yeah, it should be pretty cool.
We enjoy those. Those are great. Some of them are really, really good too.
So let me ask you a question here. YouTube and Twitter and all this stuff, it brings you a little closer to the community. And how do you feel? Do you think that PlanetSide2 is the game that's been most connected with its community, based, compared to like your previous games you worked on?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I would challenge any company to try to put themselves up against what we've done with PlanetSide2 as far as like communicating with the community and staying in touch with the people that actually play the game and taking that input and changing the game. I would put us up there at the very top of any game company who's developing games right now in that light. When you're talking about taking feedback from the players and actually reacting to that feedback and making adjustments based on that feedback, I don't think anybody else does that right now.
Yeah, I think that you guys are doing a phenomenal job with your interaction with the community, and I'm a huge fan of like how much interaction you'll have with the community.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of our job. Matt's and my job is, and everybody, Perfect Storm and Clay and Jimmy and all those other guys that were on the shows and Friday Night Ops and Command Center. It's basically part of our job now to make sure that we, take into consideration all the things that people are saying about the game, good and bad, and make changes based on that input. And if you don't do that, then, you're not really making a game for people. You're making it for yourselves. And you basically got 50 people that'll play the game. We're not making this game. As soon as we shipped this game, it wasn't our game. And prior to that, it wasn't our game because the way that we launched the game was with the thought in mind that we're going to put it out there as dirty and rough as we possibly can so that we can start building this thing around what people want, as opposed to saying, hey, you're going to play our game this way, because that's what everybody else does.
Right.
You play Battlefield and you play it the way they say you can play it.
Exactly.
Planetside, you play it the way you want to play it. That's it. And we've set it up. We have a great system that allows people to play this game however they want to play it. Whether it be good, goofy, or, the great, but it's a way for people to get in there and feel like they have total control over their character in the game.
Right. And the world is so big, you can go anywhere you want. You
exactly.
Don't have boundaries. Well, you got boundaries, but not crazy boundaries,
Yeah, exactly. Within the confines of this world.
Right.
You can do whatever you want.
I'd like to touch up on a little bit of what you said earlier about that you guys are listening to the community. I think you guys done a good job so far. I want to give a message to the listeners, because I think that a lot of people get frustrated because you guys can't respond to every single message that comes through, and I want those people to know that they got to realize there's thousands of messages coming in every day from players all across the world.
From different inputs too.
Exactly.
So we got people coming in from Reddit, we got people coming in from Twitter, people coming in from forums, just people coming in from the shows that we do, like from MLG and from PAX and Gamescom, which will be at pretty soon here, and SOE Live. We get all of those inputs. We get email, like Smed gets emails from players. So, we get it from all directions, and you're right. It's practically impossible to, address every last one of those concerns, but that's what the forums are for. That's what Reddit is for. And we read Reddit, we read the forums, and, we get in-game tells, and people are talking to us in-game, and every time we get engaged with those people, we're there talking to them and then trying to explain some of the reasons why we do certain things. Because I would say probably 50% of the conversation is not understanding why we did something. Not necessarily I don't like it because X. It's because you don't know the history behind certain things. So if, let's say we changed, here's a hot topic, camo coverage on the players. First, we didn't have enough. People, there's not enough camo, blah, 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 I hate it, it's worthless, why buy camo? Then we gave them a lot. Oh, now I can't tell who it is. Blah, blah. So it's like, all right, dude, now what do you want to do? You want it somewhere in the middle so that your camo is worthless? Or do you want to actually use camo for what it is? It's exactly, what camo means? It's camouflage. Now, if I start putting Empire color and start adding a shit ton of stuff that identifies you as somebody else or whatever you are, then it kind of defeats the purpose of making camo. So where do you want to be? Like, that's the question. So we make changes based on what we've experienced. And then, you get the 50% that love it and the 50% that don't. So at some point in time, we got to go with our gut and say, okay, this is good for most people. Because if we start playing that tug of war with, these 10 people said they like it, then these 10 people don't. Who do we go with? Somebody's got to lose. And sometimes it's that balancing act, trying to find a happy medium. You don't always get there. But the solution that you currently have should be good enough so that it doesn't break the game, so it doesn't like completely alienate anybody. It should just be a minor annoyance. It can't always be perfect because you can't please all the people all of the time.
Yeah, and I guess there's something that I would like to add to the community also is that like you have to remember that the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Like if you're sitting around and you're mad about the game.
Yeah, only if that squeaky wheel is correct.
Yeah, well,
you can squeak all you wrong if you're wrong, and we're not going to listen to you because the bottom line is if you're wrong about a particular thing, nobody wants to hear that squeak. So you go squeak off in the corner somewhere.
All right, there you go.
Do your thing. But the bottom line is if you have a valid point and there's tons of other people that agree with you and you just happen to be the squeaky wheel, that's fine. Then we can have that discussion. And at the same time, let's have that discussion like professionals, like men, like grown-ups, not like, oh, this thing sucks. You're so stupid for putting this in the game. Okay, I'm going to talk to that guy. Like, no, I'm not going to talk to that guy because you're approaching me like I owe you something.
Yeah,
right.
I'm just saying.
If you approach me like I owe you something, then you owe me the respect that I'm due in order for you to get that conversation started. So it all depends on how that person is presenting themselves and actually, putting that question out there is how we're going to respond to it. And 9 times out of 10, most people are okay. They're pretty cordial and they get out there and ask a question. They might be, really passionate about it, and that's fine. But when you start degrading people and insulting people, that's when it kind of breaks down into this, like, okay, keep talking. And then you know what I do? Because you can tell who the trolls are.
Oh, yeah.
What I do is I go and look at their past tweets. And if every tweet is something negative, I just dismiss them. Because obviously you got nothing positive, you got nothing to say. All you want to do is hate.
Yeah, they're troll trending.
Exactly. You can go hate on your own in a corner somewhere by yourself. I'm not going to join you in that fight. So
exactly. So I played Planetside 1. Well, actually, the whole outfit. We were in Planetside 1 for 10 years. Pretty much the whole duration. And what these new players need to understand is that it takes time to fix stuff. It doesn't happen overnight. Also, just because somebody said something's broken, it's not going to get fixed tomorrow. There's a panel. I'm sure that you guys convene, look at all the bigger problems, fix what needs to be fixed first, and people need to understand that it takes time. It's work.
Yeah, no doubt. And then people were comparing the game to the original Planetside, which is fine. That's great. I love you for that. I worked on that game. I appreciate you having feeling some kind of way about that game. But the bottom line is, it took us 4 years to launch the original game. 4.5, if you really want to know about it. It's 4.5 years to make that game. It took us 18 months to make Planetside 2. And it's a different time frame.
Oh, man.
It's a different world out here that we live in. And there's a different way of developing the game. But the bottom line is, at the end, when it's all said and done, when we stopped working on Planetside 1, it was probably at least 7 years worth of development.
Right.
Now you're comparing apples and oranges. It's not even the same. So give us 7 years and you'll probably have pretty much everything and then some of those features that you had in the original Planetside. But it's going to require that amount of time.
Exactly.
And we've got a much bigger team than we had on the original Planetside. So things are going a little bit faster than they would have on the original game. But at the same time, you got to understand, we've got, almost 70 people working on this project, and it's not like the game team is shrinking to the size of, like a handful of people.
Right.
We've got like 70 plus people still working on this product and making it better and trying to, get it to run faster and make it more efficient and still optimizing the game. We're doing everything we possibly can to make this thing stay successful and stay relevant. So don't think for one second that when we're out here talking about certain things, like I think a lot of people get confused. Like when I'm talking about putting more assets in the game, people think that that's the only thing we do.
Right.
Like, I can put an asset into the game without nobody by myself. Mm-hmm. That's my time. That's only my time. Like there's 70 something other people doing something else. So when I'm when I tweet out an image of an SMG, that's not taking out anybody's time except for mine. So it's not some coder being derailed because, oh shit, Tramell made a gun. I got to stop working on physics because of that. No, it doesn't work that way. He's going to do whatever he needs to do. He's got a whole list of things that he's got to accomplish, a whole list of bugs that he's got to, squash, and it's totally separate from what I do. So when you see certain people talking about certain things, don't automatically associate, oh, they must not be working on anything else but that one thing.
Yeah, I do hear that a lot.
5 people on this team, trust me.
Right.
Yeah, people talk about that a lot. Like they'll criticize something that you guys did, and then they'll say, but they should have been working on this. So I'm like, that team that made that didn't get taken away from that other, aspect. So
we got a couple other questions here, Thierry. Thanks for giving us the info and your insight on that. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. I personally appreciate it. My entire team appreciates everything you guys do. We had a couple questions here, more game related. I guess the first question is about the battle islands. Are they going to be different climates on those islands?
The one I'm actually working on this one right now as we speak. This one is going to be ice snow climate. It's a lot more rugged terrain than Esamir is. So there's a lot more mountains and roads. And what I was thinking about this week is probably streaming me actually working on it. I was thinking about that. Might do that probably later on in the week. Show people what I do when I'm working on this map.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'd like to see that. You got a big setup in your office, I bet, a couple of monitors and stuff?
Yeah, a 30-inch monitor and a huge-ass Cintiq that's taking up a lot of space on my desk.
old antique monitor, huh? CRT?
No, it's a Cintiq.
Oh, Cintiq, sorry. I thought you said antique.
Wacom. No. It's the I think it's the newer Cintiq, the 60-pound one that's just ridiculous. So.
Yeah, I really like the stuff that you guys have been doing with the Esamir and the snow, like adding in the trees.
Yeah.
Stuff looks really good.
Yeah, it's coming along.
Alrighty, so the next question we have is there any chance of us ever seeing weather in game?
Yeah, that's some of the things. One of the things that we're going to be working on later on. Destruction is something that's still on our mind as well. There's a lot of stuff that we've got kind of like laying in the wait, but we got to squash a bunch of stuff first. Get PS4 out first, and get these other. Got to get Russia out the door first. So there's a lot of things that's in the way of putting weather in the game. Like right now, it's like that's icing on the cake. But yeah, it's definitely something that we want to do.
Sweet, man. What about Hassan? I've seen some screenshots, a couple screenshots that Higby posted up, and I saw on the schedule it's not coming out till probably what was it, October or September, something like that?
We're going to be showcasing Hassan at SOE Live, so
man,
you go there or wait.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to wait, man. I have to work. I was disappointed.
Yeah. I mean, SOE Live is going to be really nice. I mean, I went last year for the first time. It was a blast. We had a great time.
Oh, I'm sure, man. Hassan is probably going to have a bunch of trees, I hope, right? Swampy looking thing?
Yep, lots of swampy trees, lots of, hilly, kind of marshy land, lots of down trees with moss on rocks and stuff like that.
Sweet, dude. I can't wait to see it, man. Hassan on Planetside 1 was the place to be. I love that place. The fog and all that stuff. It was just nutty. So,
yeah, I'm ready for Hassan to come out also. It used to be I would get in game and I'd be like, what continent are we on, guys? And everyone was always Indar. But now that you guys put those new alerts in, we can go to all 3 of the continents, that it's all viable. But I'm kind of tired of hearing Esamir and Emmerich now, too.
Yeah, it's time to kind of rotate them around. But, I mean, at the same time, one of the things that we're constantly doing is making sure that those maps stay fresh. So, you'll start to see changes on Esamir pretty soon here, and you'll start to see changes on Indar and changes on Emmerich. We're still working on this thing, and then the Interlink facility is going to be on Hassan as well. So you're going to be having different buildings, disappearing on Indar and Emmerich and Esamir in the near future as well.
Heck yeah, man! I can't wait. I've got a couple of guys in the outfit that they've been in the military and they're grunts. They've got trained through the military. They know all this cool stuff. But you guys ever thought about putting in a urban environment, like just nothing but buildings?
That was something that was in the design at one point in time, but the bottom line is that's a shit ton of assets. And before we even try to tackle something like that, we need to address as many frame rate issues and many performance issues as possible. I think we have to be at a point where we're completely confident that something like that wouldn't destroy the frame rate or the experience that majority of people have. And we already know that we've got some issues now with frame rate and performance. So, to try to throw that in there too, which is, I think that's just a little bit too much right now.
Cool. Yeah, I hear you on that frame rate issue. I was getting that the other day, and I was kind of freaking out because I built my computer a couple months ago, and I was thinking, uh-oh, what's up with my computer?
Yeah, I think the PS4 is going to solve a lot of the PC problems because a lot of that stuff is going through. It's going to benefit from the multi-core functionality of the PS4.
Alrighty. So, do you have any new cosmetics lined up for like the main battle tanks and lightnings? Maybe Empire specific stuff?
No Empire specific stuff yet. We've got a lot of gold trim, a lot of chrome. We've got some new alternate colors on the Lumifiber. What we're doing now with the quad, which is probably going to come a little bit later, and we're doing this to the Galaxy as well. We're basically stripping it down a little bit further. So we're stripping the quad down to the frame. So it's just like a real motorcycle. So if you take the fairings off the motorcycle, that's what the quad looks like now. And then we're going to allow people to just basically switch out the fairings to make it look completely different.
That sounds pretty badass, dude.
So I think that's going to be our test case. And then we've got some other stuff going on with the Liberator that we're doing some drastic changes to it that's going to allow people to have some really crazy combinations of Liberator parts. So that's one of the things that we're kind of working on in the background. But probably I would say I can easily say probably most likely this year is going to be a lot of that stuff coming to fruition. The quad for sure, and the Galaxy for sure. And then we've got some other the Empire specific Hummers or transports that are coming out later this year as well.
Oh, dude, that's going to be awesome. That's like the Deliverer, right?
Not really the Deliverer, but it's going to probably serve that same purpose. Probably Sweet. Not the water buoyancy, but it's going to have that kind of purpose.
Nice.
Multi-crew, multi-people. In arming and riding in his vehicle.
I'm gonna start saving my certs, man.
As you should.
I am. I've got $3,000 already.
This guy just sits on his certs all day.
Hey, I cert what I need, bro. So, next question on the list here is asking about cosmetics for infantry, like the composite armor to look, make your infantry look a little different, like you did the Maxes. Is that coming up anytime?
Yep, we've got a bunch of that stuff just laying in the wait. I think the first set of that is probably going to come out with the Infiltrator update. So we've got some more composite armor for the Infiltrator, and that's all in, I forget what GU that is. But the Infiltrator is going to get new sniper rifles, and it's going to get a drone.
Oh, man.
It's a bunch of other stuff that we're adding to the Infiltrator update. But along with that is going to be some new cosmetics and composite armor.
Sweet.
Well, I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. So a couple months ago, I sent you the I'm not trying to fall into a trend here because I'm sure you get this all the time, but I sent you the outfit logo. Those are supposed to be coming out in update pretty soon, right?
Yep. Sure enough. They sure are. I
can't wait, dude. I want to see what ours looks like because I think ours was pretty wild. I think I sent you one that was pretty high res.
Yeah. I mean, I've got all of those waiting. Everything's already set up. It's just waiting for the code to catch up to me.
Sweet. Are you going to be able to do multiple logos per outfit, or is it just going to be one?
I'm not sure. I doubt it, though. I mean, they could probably be a lot easier just to keep track of just the one outfit.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make sense to have like
more than one.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So the logo itself, though, is it going to be? Do you have to like convert them into a specific format or color resolution or something like that, or are they going in full color?
No, they'll get some kind of they'll get a reduction basically in from the conversion to the game used texture, which is DDS, and that's about it. It just kind of compresses the texture down to something that's usable by the game.
Right.
And
I'm curious to see what ours looks like, man. You're gonna have to hook me up with a screenshot.
It's not gonna change the way the texture looks too much. I would say you would probably get 80 to 90% of what was actually submitted, and of course it gets reduced down to a 256.
Okay.
So, but yeah, this stuff. I mean, I'm just waiting on code to kind of catch up and get the functionality so that we can. I mean, because that's also part of Player Studio as well. So we gotta wait for that functionality so that we can offer it to people without having other people taking your logos.
Right. That's exactly what I was going to ask you. Is just it's going to be coded to that outfit only.
Yeah, that's what we got to get that functionality in there so that only one outfit can use that logo and nobody else can use it.
I'm gonna have to bug you a little bit because I saw that Reachcast requested their own in game. I'd like to see Xcast in there so the public can get it.
Well, they're not getting that. Those guys, I mean, they can use it as an outfit logo. That's fine. If they want an outfit.
They don't got their own outfit, man. They roll with us sometimes.
So I'm just saying, if Reachcast is gonna form an outfit, yeah, they can do it like that. But I'm not just gonna have generated code for them to have Reachcast.
Hey, I had to try, man. You can't down me for trying.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
So what about like composite armor? Is the decals ever gonna go on top of the composite armor?
Yeah, at some point in time, like, that's a bigger issue than most people think. It's just a really big problem, and it encompasses a lot of performance issues because basically our composite armor is treated as a separate object. So when you place it in the world, it's treated as a new actor that's placed on the character. So it's a performance hit. So having that and then the decal is an issue.
So the next question we had is, will the lore of PlanetSide2 ever be put into a final prequel-like movie or any kind of media?
In a movie? That would be awesome. Probably not.
I can see a PlanetSide2 movie, man. There's enough content to do it.
Oh yeah, for sure. It'd be if we got something really like a really nice story that went along with it, that was really cool. I would love to see something like that, but no, I don't think the company has any plans on making movies or TV shows out of it.
I guess they're gonna leave that up to us, then we can keep making those.
Hey man, I would challenge anybody to go out and do whatever they want with this franchise, as far as like making TV shows or movies or even like a web series, kind of like if you guys seen the Fallout little web series or whatever.
Yeah.
That those guys have made. Some guys have put together. They actually did I think they did a Kickstarter to get funds to make that Fallout joint. So
sweet, man.
Yeah, if somebody wanted to do that,
I don't want to spill too much beans, but we got some stuff up our sleeve.
That'd be great, man. I'd be all for that, man.
Hey, I've talked to you after we're done here. Get some more. I got some more questions for you, but not for the show. So I'm gonna go to the next question here. I know you get bombarded every day, and there was an update, game update 11. Was it 11? Anyway, the night vision optics got changed. Now I know this may not be your department because you're more graphical. It's probably in the weapons department. But I was a little concerned myself, and this question's come up because I told you we got guys from the military that play, and they've seen through night vision scopes. But the reason I'm asking you is because you're probably the one that you design the camo and all that stuff. So at nighttime, there's little lights and logos that glow on the actual players, right? Is there any plans, and if not, I wonder if this could be something to bring up. I would like to see night vision, or could night vision be able to amplify those lights at nighttime and act like true night vision?
You know
what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I would say probably not without any frame rate cost.
Okay.
Everything that we do and any feature that we put in, frame rate is always the first and foremost, de facto thing. Like, is it going to affect the frame rate when we do this? And most times, we try to guess properly. We're not always going to get it right all the time, but really, when we try to evaluate those things, it requires another pass because it's already going through a filter. So what night vision is another shader being posted over the top of everything after it's rendered.
Right.
So it renders the scene once, and then it renders all the effects that go on in there, and it renders everything else, and then the last thing that gets rendered is the screen effect, which is a different shader that changes everything to a certain color. So, and then that, in order to blow out certain lights, you'd have to do another bloom pass on just those highlights to bloom those out, to blow out anything that's greater than, X value.
Right.
So you'd have to do another pass on top of that. So each one of those passes, is, costs a rendering time, some rendering time. So one of those things would be to try to cheapen the shader and then try to buy back, some of the cost of the original shader so that you can add something like that.
Right.
But yeah, that would be something that we'd have to investigate.
Okay. Yeah, and this is no way a rant. Don't get me wrong.
Oh no, for sure. I think what people are looking for is something like if you put on night vision during the daytime, it's just like it's worthless.
Right. It should be white out. You should have white out.
I think that's what people are looking for.
Right.
And I don't mind something like that. That would be great. But like I said, it is more about keeping it cheap and keeping it pseudo realistic. We're not trying to be Arma or nothing like that. So it's a different kind of game.
Yeah. Oh, I heard that, man. I love the game, and I think night vision was broke prior to you guys changing it because it didn't work right. So now it's working like night vision should, with a few little, wish. I guess we could add to the wish list. But anyway, Payne's got a few more questions here.
Yeah. So the next question is, when are we gonna get spinners, hydraulics, and novelty horns for the Sunders?
Novelty horns, most likely. No spinners, no hydros.
Man, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna be sad now, man.
Well, yeah. y'all did have some concept art for I can't remember the term I'm looking for, like the fins on the back of the Sundies. Yeah, there's a bunch of different body kits y'all had for Sundies.
Yeah, those body kits didn't actually work. We did those. But those were built without any other cosmetics or any other functional plates or anything like that in mind, so those probably never see the light of day. There's a lot of stuff that people download that shouldn't necessarily be in those packages.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you end up with a bunch of crap.
Just to add on to the Sunder thing, Painted and Tramell, I want either the Mystery Machine or a school bus texture to the Sunday.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Even if we could, we couldn't. It's just like one of those things that people don't understand. We've already spent as much memory as we possibly could for this game, and in some ways we're over. So anything that we do from here on out is going to reduce the amount of texture memory that we use, not add to it.
Right.
And then what we've done with the Player Studio is like the task that people are going to have with Player Studio is trying to build assets with what we use. We actually do these things on a daily basis. Is we use one texture sheet and we've made every helmet thus far with that one sheet. And people have to be clever enough to utilize that texture sheet. And when they're talking about Player Studio, they have to be clever enough to be able to make different looking helmets with that texture sheet. So as far as like a mystery machine, there's no possible way that we could make that without adding a new texture, because we don't have those colors or anything like that inside of our texture sheet.
Right, I got you.
For the Sunderer. So each one of those assets would need to be refined a little bit more. Like I said earlier, what we did with the quad, we actually rebuilt it, and it gave us back probably 40% of the texture that we can use to add more stuff to that sheet. So if we wanted to do another vehicle or a different looking vehicle with some new normals and stuff, we could do that on that sheet now, because now it's got a lot of blank space on it because we rebuilt it in a way that's a lot more efficient, a lot smarter. So we're going to be continue to do that with the rest of the comic pool vehicles, with the Sunderer and with the Galaxy, with the Liberator. But when we do buy back that space, now that allows us to add some more legs to it, so that in the future we get in there, and like next year we decide we want to do a completely different looking Sunderer. We can do that and put that on that sheet.
Okay. So any news about the NC getting their fancy hat?
Right now we're trying to figure out like what it should be and when that date is. I think it's really up to Matt to kind of like define what that holiday is and what they're celebrating and all that other jazz. And then when he does that, then we'll try to figure out what that hat is, or what that helmet is going to be.
Oh, well, I suggest a tinfoil hat.
Tinfoil hat. I was thinking, I think we got we created this engineer hat that was pretty cool. Helmet that was pretty cool. I wanted to do that because it looks like a miner helmet.
That's kind of cool.
In the mining, in the mines doing hard hat stuff. So
oh yeah,
I wanted to use that one, but I don't think Matt agreed that it was special enough. So we might have to go back to the drawing board on it.
Tin hats are always special, man. They keep the venue away.
Try.
Hey, so you got any, other than the cool stuff you've already told us, do you got anything like that you haven't put out to the mainstream that, something exciting you're working on?
No, I mean, we're pretty upfront with what we do, man. There's no secrets here. Like everything that we're doing is on the roadmap. Everything that we're talking about doing is we've already talked about it. Like all the stuff that I've told you here, it's just probably the first time that some people are hearing it. But we don't have no problems with telling people what's coming. I mean, that's all part of the development process and part of our outreach to the community.
Right.
So when people are coming to me like, "What's the inside scoop?" Like, dude, you've already known everything that we're about to do. So
yeah, just get on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. So there is no real inside scoop. Everything that we're working on, everything that's coming out has already been sold at some point in time.
Sweet. So at this point of the show, Tramell, we just wanted to kind of go over Game Update 12. It's going to be real brief, just to kind of let our audience know what kind of changed in the latest update. So we're going to go down a little list we made here. We didn't put everything in there because there's obviously bug fixes and stuff. I know you guys work on that a lot. Painted, you want to start off with the list here?
Yeah, sure thing. First thing we have on the list is this new extended interactive tutorial.
Yep.
Y'all put in a bunch of good stuff.
Yeah, we added the exterior so that you can, fuck with tanks and jump pads and all this other stuff. So like I said, we're still filling out the game, making it easier for people to get in the game and enjoy it. Doing all the things that we possibly can to make sure that, the first time users' experience is a little bit more forgiving, give them a little bit more information than they had before. So we're going to continue filling that out as time goes on.
Yeah, that was probably one of the biggest outcries when the game released, was that there was no type of tutorial. You just kind of got dropped in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's come a long way, and I think that's going to help, the players in China and players in Russia who are coming online.
Yeah.
Just, hopping in the game, or in the near future, Brazil as well. And also PS4 players who come into the game. So by the time they get into the game, I mean, that tutorial is going to be very robust.
Right. See, that didn't happen to me when I installed PlanetSide 2, because I played beta. So as soon as I landed, I started killing people.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's great. Like, a handful of people had that experience and were able to, hop in the game and just play it, day one. But not everybody had that experience. And I think now we're getting to the point where people can, they can feel safe when they hop in the game and feel like they're actually, they've learned something through the tutorial.
Yeah.
First, I hopped into that tutorial the first time it was put up on the test server, and I spawned in there with a Terran, and we were both like, "What the hell are you doing here?"
No.
I don't think you can kill each other, can you?
Oh, we did.
Oh, just going at it, man, like big freaking animals in a cage. So the alert frequencies got changed also. I noticed that that you guys changed or decreased the amount of time between alerts, because it just seemed to be going back to back. I guess that helps out with us at nighttime, because we also do other things other than, we work on projects, but we also do training for the outfit. So that actually helps us out, because we get a little more time in between the alerts that we can actually do our own thing,
Yeah, I mean, I think it was coming a little too fast and furious. With them being kind of back to back, and I think the alerts need to be, somewhat of a reward, like something that people are looking forward to. I can't wait for the next alert so that we can, or at least like prepare for the next alert. And at the timing that we had didn't allow people to do that, and I think it was too much information being given to people.
Yeah, I think that the frequency was way too high. It was becoming alert side.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, yeah, we continue to refine the game, and the alerts aren't that old. We just kind of, we got it in there not too long ago, and we're still trying to fill out exactly what that frequency should be. So, give us some time. We'll keep tuning it and keep fucking with it.
Heck yeah, man. And biolab alerts, man, those things are vicious.
Dude, biolab alerts are a pain in the ass.
They hurt. They hurt real good. Real good. So it looks like you guys you added some gold trimming for the tanks. How was where'd that idea come from? The community also?
No, that was just me messing around with the shaders inside of the thing that we call the actor tool, which is what we export all of our assets from. So once they get built in Maya, they get exported, and then in the actor tool, you go in and make sure that all your detail normals and all that other stuff is actually set up properly. Then you export it from the actor tool, which makes the game ready. And inside the actor tool, you can actually do adjustments to the shaders. So like I pretty much went through, I would say 90% of the attachments that we had, and converted some to gold, and then some of the other ones actually got specific gold trim. Like I think the tanks got gold trim specifically made for the tanks, so that you can actually have Lumifiber and gold at the same time. I think it's more about just trying to give somebody another, lever to pull to kind of make themselves unique. And we made chrome versions of those as well. And I'm thinking about doing some different types of things with the different types of trim. So instead of just being trim, you have straight up plating that's all gold, all chrome, that kind of encompasses the whole thing. So, there's a bunch of different things that we can do with it. And all those things still need to work with all the composite armor and all that other stuff. Sometimes there's going to be some overlap, and then sometimes it won't be. But the key is to kind of give people the option to, have themselves look different than the next man.
Yep, Painted is definitely into that. He's the guy that's always buying all the camo and helmets, and if somebody likes cosmetics, it's this guy right here.
Yeah, I could, you need to put more in.
Yeah, we're working on it, man. We put new stuff in. Like I said, I converted like a gang load of stuff over to gold trim. Like every bumper is gold or chrome now. And then we did a bunch of other stuff that has like some effects on it. And, we just, as we come up with them, we make them and put them in storage, and then they release them based on the update schedule. So it's a lot of stuff that's laying in wait, just kind of waiting for its turn to come out.
Yeah, well, Painted on our last episode, he actually told me he wants camo booty shorts. So when those come out, he's going to be first in line.
Yeah, those will never come out.
I want early access.
Now you just heard him. Cut him deep. The next change here that we got on the list, it's probably one of the changes that really hit the forums hard because I saw it. I'm sure you guys saw it. It was the Fury changes to the Fury grenade launcher. I don't really myself. I gunned it the other night. Been gunning it for 2-3 days now, and I don't see a difference in it. It doesn't seem like it was a nerf to me. People on the forums have just been vicious about it.
What's the complaint then?
Well, I know that like whenever I first saw it in the patch notes, I was like, why? Because I mean, it just never really seemed like it was a problem in my experiences.
Yeah, I haven't seen a difference anyway. It still kills quick.
I haven't used it since the nerf, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem the community had is they were wondering why it got changed because it didn't seem like anybody was asking for the change. That's the biggest outcry. And if you haven't gunned the Fury, our audience, if you haven't gunned the Fury, you need to go try it because I don't think it's changed much. I don't know what the purpose was of the change was, but nothing wrong with it.
Well, I mean, the people got to understand that just because you don't see the numbers or you don't mind the numbers doesn't mean that there's not a problem. Like what happens is that we get all the data, we get all the use cases, we get, how many times somebody died with this thing, how many times somebody gets shot with them. We get all of that information. And if something is out of whack in the numbers, in the math, then we make whatever changes we need to make that adjustments. And some people may not even be paying attention to that. So I think that's what it is. It's more about, like I said earlier, it's all about communicating what we do and why we make those changes, as not necessarily why people are upset. It's because they didn't know why we needed to change.
Right.
Yeah.
The only thing I could think of is maybe the damage was, too high. Maybe it still had like some kind of beta statistics. I don't know, but go out there, try it out, guys. Nothing's wrong with it. It's fine. Quit complaining. Of course, next item on the list here is platoon interface improvements. We noticed that you guys added some other platoon options, which is always nice. I mean, I love having more options. As a leader, I wish we could see more stuff in the game for leadership because I think outfit leaders, platoon leaders need more tools. Uh-huh. And I'm actually would like to. I may do a write-up and send it to you guys, see what you guys think about it. But I think leaders need more. They need to be defined as leaders because there are some people like in Planetside 1. You remember, in order to be a commander, you had to earn it. You didn't.
It's a lot of this stuff coming in the outfit update, which is coming out soon.
So I can't wait for that, man.
That sounds awesome. I know the new platoon interface. I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of the functionality you're looking for is coming out soon. So, and of course, we'll continue to build upon that as time goes on.
Yeah, there's another item that my personal, peeve is that I'd like to see an orbital strike or something come in, but nobody wants to vote it up. So I guess people don't want to.
Nobody wants it.
Nobody wants. Yeah. So I don't know, but I hope there's other tools that commanders can use. I'm thinking of like a big area-wide smoke bomb that drops. Like bring in the fog. Give me a cannon that shoots a big ass, smoke grenade or something. I don't know. But
yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like this, us listening to the community versus what we want to do. Like we want to put the orbital strike in there because everybody's missing it from the original, but nobody sees a purpose in it in this game. So
yeah, well. I wish those people could go play PlanetSide 1. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So they added the HUD element for the SCU vulnerability, which means for you guys out there, it means that it gives you the current status of the SCU at the base that you're currently at. I thought that was a pretty cool add-in because sometimes you can't, if you're fighting or something, you don't see the actual icon on your screen or on your map. And it's nice to have that little heads up on your HUD so you know what the SCU generator's status is at.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a pretty good addition.
There's another. We'll just move on. That one's not that big of a change. But it's a nice add-on, and I love it. The next item on the list that was pretty big on this update 12, was the Sunder no deploy zones. Now that to me is a pretty good subject to touch on, because previously an enemy Sunder could just go right into a garage of a base and deploy, and that is no longer available. Is that right?
I'm not sure what the actual limitations are on that one.
Yeah, I haven't had much chance to play with the new updates, so I haven't had any experience with that new deploy zone. But I don't know. Sounds like an alright idea. It makes someone fight for a base more.
Yeah, it actually. I've actually seen it myself, and I wanted to, see what the difference was. But on the bigger bases, the enemy Sunders cannot go in garages anymore, so it actually makes them fight. Not just spawn in the garage and take over the whole place. They have to actually combat in.
I guess this mostly applies to like amp stations, right?
Amp stations. I've seen it on a few towers. Biolabs, not necessarily biolabs, because biolabs are floating anyway, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool though. But those are some of the bigger updates that we saw in Game Update 12, and obviously, we've got a ton more game updates and content coming. Painted actually has a wish list that he'd like to talk to you a little bit about. Well,
mostly this is going to be a new segment I wanted to do on the Xcast, and it just so happens that you're here, Tramell.
All right, lay it on me.
Okay, so this is what we said earlier. Is I would like to see more, customization put into the game. So I have a list of things that I would like put into the game.
All right, go for it.
All right, so with I guess character customization, whenever you put on the composite armor, like the character will have like a belt goes on. And so I was thinking it'd be cool to have like different like utility belts. Such as if you're running like an engineer, you could have like a pouch with like the tank mines in them, stuff like that.
Oh, you just want a fanny pack, right?
Yeah, totally, dude. So then obviously new composite armors, but I was thinking about the composite armors. I was thinking like they don't necessarily have to be like armor, like just be a slot. And so an idea that I had was like trench coats. Like the TR could get trench coats, and they could be on like. Coats. Well, yeah, I was thinking it's probably hard to do, and I assume that you guys have like a silhouette that you use for the classes, and it might interfere.
Yeah, that too, but you can't do trench coats because you need physics for a form to actually look right.
Yeah, and then it would obviously have to be a class specific thing because engineers have backpacks. And heavy assaults are wearing armor, and I don't even know if a light assault would want to wear a trench coat.
Not unless you want to catch it on fire.
Yeah, but yeah, like I had also for this idea I had Empire specific versions where like the TR would have trench coats, and like the NC might wear dusters, and like maybe the Vandu would have like cloaks or something.
Yeah, not gonna happen. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Keep wishing, brother. Keep wishing.
The next thing I had was like a different, like I guess, like helmet type, and it would be like a cap, like Team Fortress 2. The Scout has like a cap on with like an earpiece, so that could be like a tactical cap.
Yeah. Well, if you want that to be in there, get your modeling skills up and put it in Player Studio.
So then the next thing I had was like things like holsters and sheaths, because the characters don't stow their weapons when they put them up. And so I guess this wouldn't have to actually be functional so much as if just looks, but like you can have like different holsters, like a tack one that goes on your thigh, or like if you have like a revolver, you have like a sheath for that, or like sheaths for knives.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, I guess people have been talking about like maybe an update to the Infiltrator, where the Infiltrator would get like a different weapon other than his knife, and this has nothing to do with this particular thing, but someone brought up katanas, and I was thinking a katana could be kind of cool, but it would have to work mechanically different, such as like a knife. It's like almost an instant hit. You can make a katana that is, one hit kill, but it has like a wind up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just an idea I wanted to throw out there.
All ninja stuff,
Yeah.
Yep.
I want a dagger like Scorpion has in Mortal Kombat. Just pull people towards you.
Sweet.
So from day one, whenever I first started playing PlanetSide, I always thought it'd be really cool if I could roll up my sleeves.
All right, dude, you're getting ridiculous now.
All right. Booty shorts and rolling up sleeves. Come on now.
Now, another idea I had would be like bandoliers and ammo belts for like heavy assaults, where they could wear like an ammo belt over them, or like the light assault could have like a I guess a bandolier around this like an ammo belt.
Yeah.
So those are ideas I had.
I'm glad they're wish lists.
Yeah. It's great stuff, man. I mean, we got some new armor stuff coming out. Hopefully, some of that stuff addresses your needs. If not, then they will have to go back to making booty shorts and bandoliers and pouches for everybody.
Now, I have a question for you.
No.
Like you kept mentioning like this Player Studio. What is that?
Player Studio is where we allow people to make whatever item they wish that fits within the PlanetSide universe, and they get to submit it, and I approve it or just not approve it, either or. And if it gets approved and it gets put on the marketplace, the person who created it gets 40% of the proceeds.
Nice. That's awesome.
So it's a great opportunity to get some stuff in there that's that you've been wanting to get. Like, say you want to do the cap with the mouthpiece or whatever. Go ahead and build it. We give you the parameters. We give you all the instructions and give you the textures that you need to use in order to build this. You build it. You submit it with the proper files, and then we get it and we finish it off and put it in the game. And then in the marketplace, it'll have like a little tag on there that signifies that this is a Player Studio item and that people can buy it. And I think once it gets to a certain amount of money, as far as like how many units sold or whatever, I forget what the exact number is, but once it gets to that level, then you, as the producer of that item, starts to receive paychecks.
Nice. You know what? We actually do have a 3D modeler in our outfit here, so I think I'm going to mention this, or actually he'll hear it now.
Yeah,
maybe
you
we'll
should
get some stuff in there.
As many people as you possibly can, and start doing this stuff, because we actually just want to get out of the business of making helmets and start allowing people to make the helmets and things that they want to see. We're always going to be still making stuff, but the more that we can unload as far as like getting, because the people are going to get there, they're going to rally around those things, right? You got your outfit, and you've got probably other people that are on the NC or on the TR that's going to rally around that one particular asset. And you are already going to build a built-in fan base based on that asset. For us, it's more about, there's one person building something, thinking that it might work, and putting it out on the store. So it's not anything kind of rooted in any kind of scientific theory. But if you got like outfits building these assets, you already know that everybody in that outfit is going to buy it. You already know that everybody in that outfit thinks it is really cool, and you're going to get feedback from people on the forums, the Player Studio forums, and you're going to be chopping it up with those guys and making sure that that you're creating high quality stuff. So it's going to be like a self-policing thing, and that's something that we can't do because the only feedback we get is when we actually put it out there.
Right.
So you guys will get the benefit of, as many eyes outside of the company looking at it, and then the professionals within the company looking at it, and then providing feedback. So it's going to be this big feedback loop that's going to allow you to refine your asset, and then it's going to be a lot more prepared to be on the marketplace than anything that we create on the interior.
Right, and that's just another way to get the community involved too, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. That's what the main thrust of it is like have people invested in this thing, and if you got guys that basically become superstars because they've made like a really, really popular item.
Oh yeah, and there's some creative people out there too, man.
Yeah, it's a shit ton of creative people out there. Guys making videos and guys making assets, and I see some of these intros that some of the outfits have, and they look like professional shit. So it's obviously a bunch of people out there that's got skills. So we want to tap into that and allow them to make some money and make Planetside 2 a really great game to be in and really great game to participate in Player Studio.
Right. I have a late question that we forgot to ask earlier, and this is a real quick one. One of our outfit members wanted to know if in the future there's going to be more slots open for cosmetic items on vehicles instead of just like one or two at a time.
When was the last time that person played?
Yeah, well, I think
this in the game now. You can put up to 8 things on your vehicle now.
Like you can put hubcaps and tire spikes.
Yeah, where you been?
I guess I need to look. That's I haven't
last time you played the game too.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't buy cosmetics myself.
Well, there you go. You better
buy guns.
Cosmetics and stop asking me for shit that's already in the game.
Well, the thing that I think the question was more geared toward is like the way that you have it now is you can't get hubcaps and tire spikes at the same time.
No, because they're considered part of the same thing.
Yeah.
It's and again, like that was as much as we could do without affecting performance.
Okay.
Anything beyond that, which I think is a pretty hefty offering, what we got there now. Anything beyond that starts to affect performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can have my antenna ball and my spikes on my flash right now, so I'm cool.
Yeah. See, I'm not a cosmetic guy. I'm a killer. So.
Well, there you go. Everybody's got a role to play. Everybody's got a role to play.
Yeah. So, any thoughts of actually leaving the venue and joining a good faction? The NC.
Why would I do something stupid like that?
You have to come over to the good side, man.
Since day one, dude. This is the good side. Since day one.
We'll have to see about that. We're gonna have to run into each other on the field.
Since the inception of the Vanu, I've been there. So why the hell would I come over to you guys? Y'all got nothing for me. Nothing for me.
We got shields.
Yeah. You might have tinfoil hats. We wear them while we play, by the way.
Y'all got jack shit for me, man. You keep your NC. You keep that. I'll keep my laser beams.
Awesome. Hey, man. So this is the time that we actually will we have interviews each week with specific people, and this is the time in the show when we're going to actually play that. But before we do that, I'd like to thank you for joining us, man. It means a lot to us to have you on the show, and we hope to get everyone else on board and get our episodes pushed out. And we really do appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us and actually go through our grilling session.
No problem, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for asking me to be on there, man. I've really had a good time. You guys had some really thought-provoking questions.
Yeah, well, we try to keep it different. We don't want to be slamming you with all the same questions you get every day. I mean, there's people out there in the community that really want to know, the person behind it all, and not just, griping and bitching about the game. We just want to give the people what they want, man.
I'll take that too. I don't really care. I like to have a serious debate with anybody who has a problem with the game. I don't have a problem with that at all, because at the end of the day, that person actually cares about a product that I worked on, and the least I could do is give them the time of day to have a thoughtful, mature discussion about some shit that I put in the game. So I don't have a problem with anybody griping or complimenting any of that stuff. So I mean, it's a lot easier to sit back and listen than it is to have people kind of complain about some things that you've created and really have no answer to. But I'm not trying to defend any of the things that we've done. At the end of the day, I want people to understand the reasoning behind what we've done. They might not agree with what we've done, but at least they know the reasons why.
Right. Well, like I said, when you come out and show your face in the community, that's how you get it done, man. And that's what we like about the developers on the PlanetSide 2 project.
Well, we've been groomed to do such things. You know, this is what we do. This is our job. This is going to be, this is what SOE does. We create games that are basically for players, by players. And, at the end of the day, the players run this thing. So, I appreciate everybody who's out there playing the game, anybody who's played the game in the past. I appreciate all the kudos that we've got from all the media outlets and everybody who's, put us out front and said this is a great game to play. And, I appreciate all that. And you can't ask for more than that.
Right. And for all you listeners out there, remember to follow T-Ray on Twitter.
Yep, PS_TRAY on Twitter. And,
easy.
It's pretty straightforward.
Okay,
and, check us out every second Thursday of the month for Planetside Command Center on Twitch TV/Planetside2. So, have come in and join us. We always give out station cash. Hop on the stream and try to take some of those cash codes and cash them in.
Penny, do you got any closing thoughts for Tramell?
Sure. Just want to, thank you for your time coming out, and thank you for all the hard work you do on the game, and, keeping in touch with the community the way you do. We appreciate it.
No, thank you, man. Thank you for being all about you, brother.
And wishing for booty shorts.
Yeah, I'm working on booty shorts right now. I'm actually working on it right now.
Thanks, man.
All right, Tramell, man, we appreciate it.
All right, take it easy, y'all.
Take care, Tramell.
Later,
dude. All right, so it's awesome having him on.
Yeah, man. That guy. He's a cool guy. He's down to earth. Ever since I've contacted him, he's just been, the easiest guy to talk to. And I appreciate people like that.
Yeah, obviously.
So, like we said earlier, we do have a interview with Xanax, who is a dedicated medic in the outfit. This guy, man, he's probably our best medic in the outfit, I'd have to say.
Yeah, up there, got a couple, Solex and Xanax, but Xanax been with us for a long time, easily since the beta, and I do believe he's one of the youngest members of our outfit, isn't he?
He sure is. He is one of our younger members, but it's funny, he didn't sound like it at all.
No, he does not.
So with that being said, let's go ahead and roll that interview. So I'm here with Xanax, and he has been a member of the outfit for quite some time, probably since the beta, I believe. Definitely an awesome player. So how you doing today, Xanax?
I'm doing pretty well. Thank you.
Awesome. What I wanted to do was just a little interview. We want to get to know our members and try to show the community that we have built, I guess you could say a family, not just a team. And ask you some general questions so we can, get to know you a little better.
Sounds good, man.
Cool. So it's been a long time, I know, because you've been with us for a while, but how long ago did you join the outfit?
That's tough. To be completely honest, I'm shit with time. I have to say 6 months?
If I remember correctly, yeah, it's been a while. I think you were even in beta, weren't you?
Yeah, about mid-beta.
Yeah, definitely. Just to throw this out there for the community, I mean, Xanax is probably one of our best medics. Actually, I don't think I see Xanax in any other class other than medic. Is that right?
Medic and max, that's about it.
Medic and max, yeah. Especially when we call our max crashes, that's always fun.
One of the few things that the NC can really, really do that nobody else can really match.
Oh, yeah, man, definitely. What do you think that by joining an outfit in PlanetSide2, what do you think that you've learned by playing with us and teaming up?
I think that if I had to pick one thing that I've really gotten to understand more than anything else by joining the outfit, by joining an outfit, really, is that you can't really handle big things by yourself in the game or otherwise. Most scenarios,
right.
Really. I would zerg around before I joined the outfit, just on foot like a noob, not even a flash, and I would just get destroyed everywhere I went, even if it was just only one other person, because nobody had taught me how to play yet.
Exactly.
I joined the outfit, people taught me a couple of tips, such as holding your breath while sniping, really basic stuff, and I just gradually got better and better, and then I started looking stuff up, and it just kind of mushroomed.
Yep, and then you just build a habit and do it every day.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, given the 6 month, 7 month time span that you've been with us, maybe you touched on it in your last answer, but how has your experience been with the outfit? You know, how do you, rank us in the system?
Honestly, I'd say Outfit X probably excels in virtually everything. Maybe not size, but that's probably a good thing.
Right. Yeah, size is definitely, it can be good in some situations, but most of the time it's bad. I'm sure you've seen it. There's just a cluster of tanks or something that gets stuck in this little corridor.
Yeah.
It can get pretty bad.
More than anything, I think that fighting the Enclave and working near-ish 666 has shown me that you should not use a sledgehammer to do a scalpel's job,
Right. That's awesome. I've never heard it said like that, but I think you're right. I mean, there's some situations where little strike teams like ours are needed because a big outfit, it takes so long for them to even get there. We can get there in a couple minutes.
And that's not even half of it. Half the time, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. The head's just sitting there watching itself fuck up.
Yeah, I hear that. That there's a big patch that just came out, Game Update 11. If you had to choose the best change, or what would you say it is?
That's kind of tough. I'd say that the overall UI changes, honestly. Everything else has been relatively minor. I'm not appreciating the Zoe thing. I don't think anybody is. And while the shotgun nerf wasn't too bad, I don't think it was really necessary either.
Right.
Yeah, just general sort of user stuff.
We've been nerfed quite a few times, haven't we?
Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and, whine about it, but I think that lately we have been kind of getting the raw deal here.
Let me flip the coin here. If you had to look at the patch notes or play the game, what do you think the worst change was? Whether it be a buff or a nerf or something?
Easily just keeping the Zoe in. It's just, you go to the forums, like the actual forums or the Reddit, it's just absolutely awful. There's no goddamn reason that thing should be there.
Yeah, I have had some pretty good experiences with it, and I've had some terrible experiences. I think the few encounters that I've had, C4 usually takes care of them pretty quick, but if you don't land that thing, you're done.
That's it.
Yep. So we have one question here. It's kind of cool. It's something that I guess one of our members came up with, and it's just kind of to throw a wrench in the machine here. But if you had to choose one weapon, and it doesn't have to be Planetside, it could be in the world, in the zombie apocalypse, what would you choose?
Okay. Kind of random.
Yeah. Throw you off your, so many out there.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering my options. I've never actually considered this.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever thrown you off like this. I don't know if I've ever heard you at a loss for words, man. He's thinking hard about it.
Some kind of greatsword, I guess? Like,
great sword.
Ammo? I'm not sure what to say here.
Well, so a sword is your final answer?
Yeah, a sword.
All right. Well, we'll take it. Sword of Sharpness from Dungeons and Dragons. How about that?
Oh yeah,
haven't heard that in a long time. So, you got any final thoughts about anything in general?
I think that it needs to be emphasized that with an outfit really is, I think, the best way to play this game. Even if you're in some kind of Zerg fit like 666 or Enclave, it's always better than running alone. I spent a good week and a half doing that in the beta, and it was goddamn awful. Well,
those are definitely some words of wisdom, and yeah, definitely, if anybody out there, any of our listeners, just like Xanax said, if you feel like you're lost, running around, getting killed all the time, check us out. Xanax, I think that's all I had for you, man, and I hope we can continue this team that we have going here, and you've been an excellent player, excellent teammate in the game, and I hope to see you, 8 or 9 years down the road, man.
Glad to hear it, man. I'll be there.
All right, well, I guess we'll see you in the game, and I appreciate it, man. Have a good night.
You too, man.
All right, man. That was an awesome interview, huh?
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the patch in general and everything that's changed in the game since we last had our podcast?
I like it. It was I think the update itself was a little bit lackluster. They had some good stuff in it, but it wasn't. I'm always excited about every update that comes out. I haven't had a whole lot of chances to, experience this update yet, though.
Yeah, well, you definitely need to get your ass in the game and go experience it, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it for this episode. We definitely had a nice long interview with T-Ray, and once again, appreciate everyone at the SOE that's giving us the opportunity to speak with them, and we do have future interviews coming up with other developers, and we hope to bring you guys what you want. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask us or ask the developers, go to our website, which is www.outfit-x.com. Go to the forum section. We actually have a dedicated board for the XCast network, which you can ask questions or talk about the episodes that we have. We also have a Twitter account, which is at OutfitX, no spaces. Our YouTube account is youtube.com/OutfitX. Of course, we are always posting videos on there, whether it's gameplay or our projects that we're working on. If you guys have not seen the Planetside 2 Dumb Ways to Die video, you need to go check it out. It is probably one of the most trending videos in Planetside 2 right now. We definitely recommend that you guys go check that out. Painted, you got any closing thoughts for the episode here?
Yeah, do you actually spell out no spaces?
You spell out no spaces? Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's it for me, man.
Hey, man, I think we had a good show, and I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, too. I'll see you in game, man.
All right, have a good night.